Kamala Harris is unwilling to bend her knee or kiss the ring. She's not Mitch McConnell. She's not Elon Musk. She's not J.D. Vance. She's not Ted Cruz. She's not Lindsey Graham. She's not Tim Scott. And check this out. She's not Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, Hakeem Jeffries, or Barack Obama. Here's why that matters. Take a look.
I didn't accept the letter as anything but a letter. I mean, there are some people who were unhappy with the letter. Let me say, some said that some people were unhappy with the letter. I'll put it in somebody else's mouth because it was I don't even know.
The letter that Nancy Pelosi is referring to allowed her to start making some moves because Joe Biden was not doing well in the polls and things were trending in Donald Trump's favor. Y'all remember this moment here? If Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, the co-chair for the Rules Committee, as well as Adam Schiff, have all come out and state this, I'm just going to take a wild guess that Nancy Pelosi is somewhere in the mix. I cannot say that for sure, but just knowing how this works, she's got to be somewhere in the mix. Adam Schiff is just not going to come out of the blue, so to speak, no pun intended, and make this kind of statement without some type of backing, right? Now, earlier on, I had advised to be prepared to vote for someone else. And that is because I had a feeling that something was stirring in the background with ulterior motives. Someone who was looking to settle a score. Because not only was Biden not doing well in the polls, his age going into a second term was also a concern. Take a look at this here.
She started in politics. You were already very well established. I mean, you had been an activist, California state chair, a member of Congress, and I could go on and on and on. As somebody coming up in San Francisco politics and then more broadly California politics, did she ask you for mentorship? Did you give her advice?
Actually, the fact is, in that first race, I was for the incumbent. And I was for him because I respected him and his family. They're established, very progressive family in San Francisco, and they supported me. And if anybody knows anything about me, I'm loyal. She understood that. She understood I had a past relationship. And then she went on to be the district attorney.
And then once that was over, once that primary was over?
Well, it's over, it's over.
No, but I'm saying once it was over, did she reach out to you for any advice or mentorship?
Well, that isn't, that we're in, we all have our own. I always say to people, be yourself. Go out there and be yourself. I love to mentor people if they want to be mentored, but I always say to people, you may respect somebody for what they are doing and how they do it, but be you. It's about you, and that's what I say.
Notice in this clip, Nancy Pelosi is recalling that she did not support Kamala Harris in her run for DA. She had backed Terrence Hollinan, who was Kamala Harris's opponent. But she says some key things here. One of the things that she says is loyal, and we can ask questions around loyal to who or to what, and we should be asking those questions. But what's also implied here, if you were paying attention, she said that she respected Terrence Hollinan's family as well as the fact that she respected Terrence. What does this imply about Kamala Harris and how Nancy Pelosi really feels toward Kamala? What we have to understand is that it was never expected that this is where Kamala Harris would be at in her career. She was not exactly supposed to be here. And the reason for that being is that because when she initially ran for DA, and there are certainly criticisms that could be laid here, right? But in terms of historically speaking and understanding the Democratic Party as an establishment, it's that Nancy Pelosi had gotten behind someone who was a part of the establishment and who was a two-time incumbent. Kamala Harris here had rocked that cart. And someone here is looking to settle, and was looking to settle a score. Take a look at this. Take a look at this.
San Francisco, to the Attorney General, to the Senate, to the White House. Liberty and justice for all. It also says one country, one destiny. And she and Joe Biden have been about unifying America. So when she goes forward, Harris walls, a freedom ticket, liberty and justice for
Now,
all.
if we want to apply body language, this is where you apply it. Anyone who's been considered the DEI hire knows exactly what is going on here. And someone in this picture of the three had upset someone's cart by naming Kamala Harris as the person that should go up for president. I stated this before, and I'm going to state it again. Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, Hakeem Jeffries, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, all of them withheld their endorsement because they had other things going on and had other things in mind that they wanted to do. Check out what Representative AOC from New York had to say. Check this out.
If you think that there is consensus among the people who want Joe Biden to leave, that they will support Vice President Harris, you would be mistaken. And I'm going to say that because if they're going to come out and say all their little things on background off the record, but they're not going to be fully honest, I'm going to be honest for them. I'm in these rooms. I see what they say in conversations. A lot of them are not just
Let's
interested.
be clear about this. Kamala Harris is already demonstrating in a very silent way that she is willing to be a leader who goes against the establishments. This is why understanding the entire picture is important. This is why showing up to rallies and protesting is also important, because you're able to signal to the campaign, this is what we want done. You can push her on issues. She has said that she will earn this vote. And now is the time to start earning that vote, because she is no stranger to pushing against the establishment. So you want to be able to communicate to her, hey, this is what we want to see, and this is what we want done. That if you're going to sit in the seat of the presidency, if you're willing to push against the establishment, here is what we want done. We want reproductive rights codified in law. We want divestment from armory going over to the Middle East. We want an immediate ceasefire. Whatever the things is that you want to see, she is in a position to make it happen. And this is why when Nancy Pelosi and others withheld their endorsement, they were politicking behind the scenes to get things done. Also, Kamala Harris picking Walz was very important as a vice presidential candidate because of the fact that he is an older gentleman. Picking Shapiro would have been a mistake, not only for the reasons that I've said previously, but he's also younger, and they would have been able to undercut her and do what they did to Biden for the second term. She is setting herself up the right way to push against the establishment. She is making all the right moves. So what point am I making? Make a demand. This is why looking at policy and doing policy analysis and talking back to the campaign via social media and other outlets is important. It allows them to know, hey, we're on the outside of the campaign looking in and letting you know where the mistakes are being made. It also allows them to course correct. It also allows you to make a demand. Closed mouths don't get fed. Slow hands don't get bread. So if super PACs are going to be putting in money and you put your money on the table, it's time to make a demand. She's going to earn that vote, and she's been making all the right moves, and she's demonstrating already that she is a president who is willing to push against the establishment. Take advantage of that and use it and start putting your voice out there now.